Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and today I'm going to do a project that I think is going to be a lot of fun. It kind of is going to combine two different projects I saw. The first one is the stack and whack method. I've seen that on a couple channels. Gail Augustinelli, I believe she said Anna Kenlin did it. I think Anna might be a subscriber of mine, so if she is, hi Anna. If not, I'm mistaking you for somebody else. So the stack and whack, and also recently saw some Franken paper, so I'm thinking I might do a Franken paper stack and whack tag today. But I'm going to start with the stack and whacks, and then we'll progress to the stack and whack Franken paper tag. All right, so I've done some pre-work just to make it a little quicker. I've cut papers and backgrounds down. I've decided to do tags. Can also do journal cards, belly bands, same method, just different sizes to start. So I decided to do the size of the tag of 3 inches by 6 inches for a couple reasons, because these came from larger 12 by 12 scrapbook pages. So if I cut them in half, it's 6, and then if I cut them into 3, I get 4 times 3. No. 4 times 2, I get 8 tags. I had 2 different colors. I had a beige and a white one. So I've cut these down to 6 by 3. And the other reason was if you have scrapbook paper that is 6 by 6, it's perfect because you can split it in half and make 6 by 3 pieces of paper. If you've got digitals, it'll still work too. Those are 8, so I cut them down. I took the white part out, obviously. Cut them down to 3 inches and then 6, and got some pieces for that. You can use the bigger 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I do have in here also some that came from an 8 by 8 pad of paper that I have. So yeah, 6 by 3 was pretty much my size that I decided to go for. All right, so this could definitely be a mass make. Probably the hardest part of this was finding my box of paper clips. So I went and cut a bunch of 6 by 3s down, or yeah, punch paper to 6 by 3. Each stack and whack tag is going to need 1 background and 5 sheets of coordinating paper. So I have gone through and just cut a bunch. Now, like I said, you can mass make them because I did, like these two are the same stacks of paper. Like if you start with the 6 by 6, you cut them in half, you can get 2 full tags to do out of it, and they can look completely different if you go ahead and rearrange the papers before you organize them. This is the one that I'm going to do a stack and whack and a Franken stack and whack, just to show the difference for those two. And then since I'm going to be doing my spring journals any day now, if I can get my printer to work, I have done a couple that are really brighter colors, and then this one is a little bit more florally. I was thinking about doing a book page one with just all book pages, one with all neutrals. So there's so many options to go through and do them. So, all right, let's get these out of the way. Let's get to a stacking and a whacking. All right. By the way, I cut all my papers on this, and can I tell you, it's sharp. Don't get your finger over this little guide, or you might just yeah, didn't chop it off, just kind of grazed it, but enough to make like a paper cut. So I have overindulged the bandage just to make sure it was covered, Neosporin, fun stuff. So be careful, that thing's sharp. All right, so you're going to determine the 5 sheets that you have. I'm going to put that to the back for now, and I'm just going to kind of put them in an order that they're colors are separated so that they aren't all right next to each other. All right, so what you need to do is then put your paper clips out. I probably should have bought smaller ones, but little height's a little off there, but that's okay. You are going to put paper clips on the top and the bottom, and this is where I should have done smaller ones. And all you need to do is put 1 in the center to hold it. So what you're going to do, and I hope I can do it with this finger, is you are going to tear them into thirds. So we're going to take this one, and we're going to tear here, and we're going to take this one and tear here. All right, so you have the 3 pieces. All right, so for the top one, and this is why I said I probably could use smaller paper clips, you're going to take the top and the bottom, and you're going to also tear that. And I'm going to go ahead and figure out a way to tear this one. Okay, and you can see why you wanted to keep the paper clips on there, so you can keep your stacks that have been whacked together. All right, so what we're going to do, oh, I need 5 of these, not 1. My goodness gracious me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, you need 5 backgrounds. Now it doesn't matter that I have the white and beige mixed up, because like I said, it just ends up being the back of the tag. So, all right, so get those back in order. Now you're going to start with your first pile, and you're going to start dealing them out. Whoops, not folding them in half. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take our second one, and we're going to start with the second one because we want it to be not together, because if we start it with the first one, that's the same tag, but that's why I rip it. So we're going to start, the second pile is going to go with the second, and then the middle one is going to start on the third pile, and we're going to start with this one. This is going to start on the fourth pile. Hope I'm screwing. There we go. Fourth pile, and then the fifth one is going to start with the fifth pile. I feel like there's 2 in there. Okay. Come on. Okay, so there are our tags. That was hard to say. All right, so get these out of the way, and we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. Now, you can ink them if you want, or you can not. It's totally up to you. And we are gonna start with, dun dun dun, lost the glue stick. There you are. Excuse my reach. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the bottom, and because I can see that better to line it up and then move it up. There's a good chance that this is gonna end up being a little bit bigger, and I'll have to cut it down to straighten it because the tags are getting ripped at weird angles, but in the end, it'll be very close to still a 6x3 tag. Okay, glasses need to go on. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do our best to line that first one up on the bottom. And we're gonna go ahead and put the second one, and I'm gonna try to overlap it a little bit. And you could, I don't know if you can see or not, but we definitely have a bit of the tag showing in the back. But we could definitely easily fix that as we go. So, all right. Come on. Okay. I hope you are all doing well today. This is a rainy, dreary day here, but there's no snow, which is good, and it's not as cold as it's been, which is also good. All right, and then we'll get the last one on here. Ooh, almost put that wrong. Almost did that wrong. Now, you can see why if you wanted to ink would probably be a good idea, because there is that white stuff in there. I don't mind the white stuff. It's fine with me. I'm not going to cut it right now, but there's definitely a little strip that I can cut right there, make it into a tag, but super cute. I love it. All right, I'm going to turn this way because I'm smashing that one. I'm going to go ahead and glue the other 4 here off camera, and I will be right back. All right, I decided to do the last one back on camera and do this one where I did ink it. So I wanted to show you, I did go through and ink everything, but I got rid of the whiter edges on all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Just to show you what you can do, because I did have one, I ripped really weird, so I kind of have a gaping hole in one of them where this inking part would help in the end. So I don't know if this one's going to have a gaping hole. You kind of really don't know until you're done. And that's the issue with ripping, is because they do rip very close in size. I'm going to leave that up just to show you. They do rip very similar, but yet they all rip on their own little accord. And sometimes you get spots that are a little bit more open than others. All right. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Okay. All right, so there is the inked one. A little crooked there, but that's okay. So, like I said, what you can do then is go through and throw a little ink in the valleys, grunge it up a little bit more, and kind of disguise the spots in there. So that is another way to do it. Get these under my mat to try to straighten out here. So here's the one that had sort of the gaping hole. I didn't really throw any ink in there, not too much. But you can see this has a little bit more holes, and it is not inked. This one ended up being quite a bit shorter. This piece must have, who knows, tore a little smaller. But I'm missing one. There we go. And there's that one. So there are the 5 different tags from 5 different pieces of scrapbook paper, yet very similar, very cohesive, would go great together as a theme in one, let's shift it up there we go, in one journal or in several. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put these back under my mat to get them to squish a little bit. So, all right, well, I think I'm gonna go straight to the Franken paper version. I think I'm gonna have to also cut some more strips because I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so I have 3, and I'll need 2 more strips. All right, so let us cut. This down to 6, and this should be 6 because this was a 12. Yes, it was. And we'll cut it down. These were cut-offs from something else, so it wasn't part of a 12 by 12. That's why I got a weird cut-off on there. But if I had done it correctly, I would have had the right amount. So, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 for the backgrounds. Now, for this, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put paper clips on the top and the bottom, and one in the middle to hold the middle one. All right, so for this version, I'm going to use my chopper to get straight cuts to do the Franken paper. Now, I'm not going to necessarily do straight cuts because that would, I mean I could, but I am going to do angled cuts for these. All right, so that's going to be the top one. And this will be the middle one, and this will be the bottom one. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to cut through my little things here, so I'm going to shimmy them to the side here, and I'm going to just randomly do a cut there. And remember, those are for the bottom two. And then this middle one doesn't do anything. And shimmy that up. Let's see if I went that way, so I want to go this way. Now I don't have to. I could have went the other way, but there we go. This is the way I'm going to do it. Get the cutter out of the way. Okay. Alright, so get that out of the way. Now one thing I didn't check to see if these are all facing upward. And it looks like I had the pile facing the wrong way for the map and the words. Okay, so we're just gonna flip that around. Oh, seriously, which way was it now? There we go. Okay. Don't do what Lisa does. Check your papers to make sure they're all facing the same way before you cut them. Okay, so the stamps went all different ways, so it didn't really matter. The grid was fine, and now the map is facing upward. That was random, and the words are facing upward. Okay, so now we're good to go. Okay. Let's lay out our 5 pieces of tags. And like before, we're going to start with the first tag. And we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go with the second one. Start on the second block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the middle one starts 3, 4, 5, oops, 1 and 2. And the next one is going to start with 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3. And last but not least, oops, starts with 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to, I think I might ink these. I'm going to start with 1. Let's see, this one out of the way. Whoops. Stay. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I did for the tear one, the stack and whack. But for the stack and whack Franken paper, I'm gonna do my best just to put them right next to each other. And in theory, since they were all cut at the same time on the machine, they should be able to go right next to each other without any overlap and fit beautifully. Now for the Frankenberry. You ever Frankenberry growing up? I was not a big fan of the Frankenberry. I was a Count Chocula gal. Let's see, what else was there? I really digress on this one. It's not even near Halloween. Was there Booberry? And I think those were the 3. But yeah, I was a Count Chocula gal. And my sister liked the pink one, the Frankenberry one. I really never had the blueberry in the house. But I do confess that when Halloween rolls around and I see the stack of those 3, I always buy a box of Count Chocula. Or not Count Chocula. Yeah, Count Chocula. I actually think I still have some left from this Halloween in my pantry. I won't necessarily have it as a a bowl of cereal. Sometimes just grab a handful and snack on them. Okay, so there it is glued. I didn't ink this, but like I said, I could have, and I probably do the next one and throw a little ink in the center. But it doesn't necessarily matter, because the Franken paper one, you take it to a sewing machine and you stitch between the papers. So I will go and probably stitch around that also. I'll show that, do that off camera. But the lines in between should be just fine. So let's glue a second one. I am going to ink this one before I glue it down, just to show the difference. And while we have sort of a downtime here, just want to say we've got a lot of subscribers lately, which I'm so happy to see. I'm glad a lot of people have tracked me down. Hopefully you find some more fun stuff to do. Watch here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. Like I said, the fun is just starting to ramp up. I've got some spring journals in mind to do, but I've been having some printer issues, and I'm getting them slowly printed. Yeah, that'll work. So hopefully within the next video or two, I gotta start making the journal covers, and I found some fun spring fabrics, some with some gnomes on there, and some bright colors. So it's gonna be nice and fun and cheerful in these dark and dismal days of the end of January. Oh, come on. So yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you want to see some fun spring journals, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you like the video, like this Stack and Whack Frankenberry combo, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. It's free, it's easy to do, and it does help promote the channel, so it gets shown to more people. Whoa, that's off. Oh well, can't move it now. It'll be fine. It gets shown to more people as suggestions. It helped me grow my channel. Yeah, this one, I don't know, I'm like drunk down here or something. I don't know. I'm a bit off, as usual. But, whoops. But it will be okay in the end, because we can trim the corners and none will be the wiser. Okay, so there's the inked one, and like I said, we can will definitely go ahead and trim this, but if there's just a little showing, you can go ahead and ink that edge, and we can throw a little ink down the center there to get rid of the background. But the sewing should take care of that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the last three. I'm going to go ahead and sew them, because I can't get the sewing machine up here for you to see it all for it to do. And I will get these sewn and ready to go. I'm going to have to think about if I want to, before I sew them, do my little angles so that they look more like tags before I do it too. So that's going to be trying to get them to flatten out too. So I will be back with some finished product. All right, I am back from sewing. So I sewed a few, I didn't sew some. That string is coming out, oh well. So this one I just took straight out. I did not trim it at all. I did not ink it at all. I'll throw a little ink on the edge because I see it's white. I did zigzag stitch for it. I zigzagged through all of the joineries, I guess you would call it, and around the outside. I did use white in my bobbin. I could cover it or just keep it like it is, kind of fun texture, has a fun feel. It's still a bit curled. I gotta get some weight on these. They haven't completely flattened out from the gluing process, so I did that one. And then I went and snipped the corners for these. On this one I did the outside, but just did the top and bottom layer, leaving that unsewn. They were pretty good together. I didn't think I needed to cover them up. I thought those looked pretty cool. Another option, if you don't have a sewing machine, is a stamp. And I do have a set of stamps that are imitation sewing stitches. So I do have a zigzag one here that I used with a vintage photo archival ink to throw just through the joineries, not on the outside. I thought the outside might be a little bit too much for that. I just inked that. This was just inked. I didn't do anything with it besides round the corners a little bit. Looks like I might need to throw a little bit of glue in there after it flattens out. And this one, I also inked around just the outside. This one I inked all the pieces. This one I inked the outside and just did a small, I have my rounder for this one, and I have my flat cutter for this one. So I did the smallest in both just to edge both of them. So that was that version of it. Now for the first one I put together, that I had glued ready with the inking. I also went and sewed this one on the outside. I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of reminded me of like the pokes of the sunburst. I only did the outside because I didn't think the inside would be good. I haven't trimmed any of these yet, but let's go ahead and trim this one, and let's throw some stamping on, or the stamp stitching. And I'm just going to ever so slightly trim it to make it look a little bit more there we go. And so I've decided that I'd like to do a brighter color, not the brown. So I think I'm going to do this green I found, which would be kind of cool for summery. So let's find my this. All right. Now, if I want to do across here, I'm just gonna kind of ink the inside here. Don't want to ink all of it because it's kind of a waste. And I'm just gonna do my best to line it up to where the stitching would be. Let's do this side. Making the stitching not straight. Doing a little bit of a wave there because, you know, you sew, you're not exactly the straightest sewer sometimes, so I thought it'd be kind of fun just to throw a little zigzag in there. All right, now if I want to do this one, I think I'm just going to throw some ink on the edge here so I don't go into that part. And we'll just throw a little bit of stitching there. Cute. And let's move my stamp just a bit. Throw a little green on there. And stitch. So cute, right? Yeah, so if you have the stamping stitches, or if you have just regular, I would probably try to find some maybe gel pens or paint pens, and you can you know, make your own stitches with a pen if you want the look. If you don't want the look, you do not have to, of course. But I think it just adds another layer of fun to these tags. That stamp set, by the way, I got a long time ago on either Amazon or Temu. I think if you just type in like faux stitching stamps or stitch stamps, something like that comes up. I think it was like, you know, like $1 maybe. So I'm thinking that $1.10, not more than $2. That is for sure. I wouldn't have spent that much, but it's definitely come in handy. I've used it quite often, and it is much cheaper than a sewing machine. But I do have that also. All right, so that is move that out of the way. That is what I've done with those. I still have to, like I said, I still cut these down and figure out if I want to round them or stitch them, etc. But I also did off camera. I did do it on camera, and I will insert the video. I did do this that I had cut in the tear version. So I'm going to insert that video right now. I know it was a quick video, but just kind of showed you that I was tearing it just to show you the difference between how you can do the, let's grab this one, the torn version versus the stamped version. So this, I don't know if I have them in the same direction. Let's see if I have them in the same, probably not. All right, let's see, they keep them in the same order. Dun, 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 drama. Oh, yeah, that's this one. Map, grand. Oh, that just got flip-flopped. Okay, but close enough. Close enough to see what it looks like. So, this one I did do the stamping on. This one I did not. But you can see that it just, put that one there. They both look great. I mean, depending on what you're looking for. This one inked like that. Need to cut that down also, but those are fun to do also. So the ones that I ripped, let me get this out of here before my elbow in my green ink. The ones that I ripped are like that. So definitely some fun places to be able to put items, round them off, etc. And literally in a probably actual time, an hour, hour and a half, because I, stop the video, start the video, stamping. Now it hasn't completely dried, but within an hour and a half, I have what, 15 different, excuse me, 15 tags made. And if I wasn't chatting, in an hour and a half, I probably could have had the rest of them done. So I have this collection that I still need to work on. Separate, there we go. I've got this collection. That's going to be a bunch of yellows. I'm going to do that one. And then I've got this collection, a little more florally, a little more muted, to do that collection. So hopefully I can get those taken care of and put a picture up of some of those for the final. So, whoo! Well, that is going to be it for me today. Quite the mass make, quite the fun. Stack and whack, Franken paper, tags. I love it. So, all right, that is going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for stopping by, and as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.